Hey up! Right, many thousands of years ago, I don't know exactly when, I don't think anybody does really, someone looked at the humble horse and came to the conclusion that if he could tame that horse, train it, climb on its back, it would transport him wherever he needed to go, long distances without any real effort from him. The rest is history, as we all know. The humble horse was the method of transport for all sorts of people throughout history until the internal combustion engine came along. And then in a way, that continued with the motorcycle. It is, to all intents and purposes, in a lot of our minds, the iron horse, the successor to our four-legged friends. And in that respect, it's a really useful piece of personal transport, but it has one flaw. Just like with the horses of the past, you needed somewhere to transport your belongings around with you. You know, whether you were going to market to collect food or whether you were travelling and needed to carry clothes, etc. with you. Someone came along with the idea of a saddlebag so that you could transport those things with ease and convenience. And that idea was transferred over from the original horse to the motorcycle in the form of saddlebags. In fact, we even call them saddlebags, just as they were back in the day. A few weeks ago, I fitted the BSA pannier rails to the BSA Gold Star, and I told you that I wasn't going to be fitting the BSA luggage. The problem with that was I use my bikes for shopping quite a lot. We can get sort of 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 days shopping in the saddlebags on a bike. The problem with those were, normally we come out with a couple of carrier bags full, and I like to be able to just slip the carriers straight into the panniers or saddlebags. And although the BSA ones were wide enough, they weren't really tall enough to accommodate a carrier bag. You couldn't fasten the top up. You couldn't get the holes in the straps to reach. So I had a bit of a rethink, and I remembered some years ago, I mean, I think on and off I've been working with them for about 5 years, a company called LongRide did some of the best quality classic motorcycle luggage on the market. And about 4 years ago, I reviewed their Mini Patriot. Now, these are a fantastic bag. I'll get onto the fastening system in a moment, but these are made from a 22-ounce French-made cotton canvas. So it's incredibly tough stuff. It's a very tight weave. And then on top of that, it's been waxed with a traditional wax dressing. And I say that because normally manufacturers just use a straight wax. And I can still smell it on this one, even though it's, 3 or 4 years old. LongRide use a traditional wax mix, which also contains linseed oil. Now, I didn't realise the importance of linseed oil until more recently. This bag has been on the Interceptor in the garage for at least 3 winters now, and as you know, I have a bit of trouble with condensation and damp in my garage during the winter months. The result being that most luggage, whether it just be straight canvas or leather, tends to go a little bit mouldy even in the first season. Now it brushes off, but it does leave stains and marks, and it's not a particularly nice problem to deal with. Despite this bag's age and the fact that it's been out on the Interceptor several times, I've not used it extensively because they only sent me the one for review purposes, and it's only a small bag. So apart from I could get some of my camera equipment in it, it wasn't an awful lot of use to me. So although it's stayed on the Interceptor since that review, all those years ago, it's not had an awful lot of wear and tear, but it has proven to to have stood the test of time in what is quite a harsh environment in my garage during the winter months. It pretty much looks as good as the day I got it, if I'm honest. there's been no deterioration that I can see anywhere, even on the leather. Now the leather is Belgian leather, so it's European leather. It's been vegetable tanned, and it's proved very resilient to the elements. You know, I haven't tested a bag of this sort of quality in all the time that I've been making videos for this channel. These have proven to be outstanding quality, incredibly well made. Now, if you're not familiar with LongRide, they're part of the Rutertassen family. Rutertassen is a company that I think started in the 1920s, making personal hand luggage, mainly briefcases. I wouldn't describe them as a luxury brand, but they are considered a premium brand in that their prices are quite high. It's not cheap luggage, but they stand the test of time. So, you know, in the long run, the investment is well worth it. And they've built that experience and technology into what is now a huge range of motorcycle luggage for the likes of me and you. Now, the Patriot Pannier is styled on motorcycle dispatch riding luggage, you know, courier bags of the World War I and World War II era, which I thought was perfect for the BSA when you consider BSA was one of the biggest contributors to the war effort in World War II, supplying some 200,000 bikes, I think it was. So I just thought it fitted well. In fact, these fit well with any of the modern classic range of motorcycles from all the manufacturers that are currently available. And I'll get on to compatibility with other manufacturers in a moment. Now, this bag has a leather bottom on it. It's really thick cowhide. I would say that's probably, it's at least 2 millimeters, probably getting on for 3. It's a really high quality leather. As you can see, you know, like I said, this leather isn't coated with the wax, but it's almost like new. There's a little bit of wear on the edges, or well, it's not even wear, it's patternization on the edges where, you know, the bike's been sat down on the floor, as it has occasionally. But, you know, the leather is in as good a condition as it was when this bike was sent to me all those years ago. You'll notice on the back, it has what is known as a click fix system, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. It looks like plastic, but it's a glass fibre reinforced plastic. Now, I had a quick read up on that. I don't know what the specifications of this particular glass reinforced plastic are, but it's incredibly strong stuff that is used throughout the motor industry. It's prized for its strength, which means, you know, when it's going through vibration and bumps on the bike, you've got no need to worry about the integrity of this clip. It's really good. It's also lockable, which again I'll demonstrate to you in a moment. We've got a nice leather piping around the edges of the bag. It's a roll top bag, which is a traditional, very weatherproof design for any luggage really. It fastens up with 2 straps with, I don't think these are rail brass. I think they've been plated in some way. I think they might be rail brass, I'm not entirely sure, but as you can see, they haven't degraded at all during the years that they've been in the garage. Now, when you open these up, it gives you access to what is just an ordinary zip. It's not a waterproof zip or anything like that. It's a nylon zip, again with similar sort of plated fittings on the end, and it is a high quality YKK zip, so no need to worry about the quality. It has just one compartment. Actually, we'll just zip this up. It has just one compartment, which again is lined. I'm not sure whether that lining is, it could be like a cotton sateen, but I think it's some sort of nylon, something like that. These bags are considered sort of 95% waterproof. You know, ultimately they can let water in, but for a small additional cost, LongRide can supply you with a waterproof insert that goes inside the bag, so that if you've got any sensitive or valuable equipment that you absolutely definitely need to keep dry, this will protect it should any water get in it. But I think the weather has to be really filthy for that to happen. Now when you get inside this bag, there is a zip on the inside, and this opens up access to a keyhole. These bags are lockable. They come supplied with 2 keys. If you buy a set, you'll get 2 matching keys, so that you know, you don't have to fiddle around with different keys to get into the 2 respective bags. Now the rear part of the bag is reinforced with, again, it's a pretty thick, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's some sort of plastic or nylon sheeting. Again, it's really strong, but it doesn't just come down the back of the bag, it also bends around and forms the bottom support. So the whole weight of this bag is being supported by that plastic half shell, for want of a better word, and the actually click fix system is fastened onto that hard shell. So it's not the bag that takes the weight of the load, it's that L-shaped plastic sheeting or nylon sheeting which actually takes the weight on the inside. Now you'll notice at the ends we've got a perforated design with holes in it in the leather at the bottom. I couldn't quite work out what this was the first time I saw these. Behind those perforations there is a light reflective material, and it's the same at both sides. And obviously this reflects light to other motor vehicles when they catch you in the headlamps, which is just a sort of enhanced safety feature. It has a D-ring at both ends, and I believe you have to actually pay extra for a carrying strap if you want a carrying strap, but it also has a carrying handle, so when you arrive at your destination, a hotel or a bed and breakfast, something like that, you can simply unclip it, which takes a second, and carry it into the hotel with you. So putting your luggage on and taking your luggage off is child's play. It just takes seconds. No messing around with straps or buckles or anything like that. It's a really quick, convenient way of attaching your luggage to your bike. Now the other aspect of these bags is that they are expandable. Now I realised straight away when I got the BSA that these were the bags that I wanted for the BSA, but the Mini Patriot is a little bit too small, so I actually got the Super Patriot, which I'm going to show you in a moment. In the fully closed up, rolled down and strapped down position, the Super Patriot has a 20-litre capacity, which is quite large for a pannier, but these are designed so that you can extend them by leaving the straps undone, zipping your bag up and leaving it open like that, which increases its capacity by about a third. And in the case of the Super Patriot, that's 30 litres maximum capacity. Now the Super Patriots on the BSA are currently locked in place. You can press on that button to release it all you like and you won't get it off the bike. So once they're locked in place, it would take an awful lot to get this off the bike. I don't think you need to worry about theft. The keys, they don't look like a standard, well maybe they are, I was thinking more of a standard locker lock. They look a little bit sort of higher spec than that, so I'm presuming that the actual locks themselves are. Let's just get inside. Now, inside, I always carry a couple of carrier bags in the bag in case we go shopping. There is the zip that I've already mentioned. These Velcro tabs, by the way, these are for attaching the waterproof liner if you want to use it. You open the lining up, that gives you access to the key here. And these are a little bit stiff because I just keep them locked onto the bike all the time now. Let me get down so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. I have it wrong way around. There we go. Simple turn of the key like that. The bag's now unlocked. And can be removed with ease. Now you'll notice on this bag that it's actually the click fix has actually been fixed on off centre, and that's because of the sort of unique design of the BSA and the fact that this is an extra large bag. Ordinarily, I think for most people you would fit it centrally, but I've carried all sorts of shopping etc. in here. What I tend to do is I put the heavier items sort of from there towards the front of the pannier and the lighter items at the back, just so you're not putting too much stress and leverage on that. I don't know whether that's actually necessary, but you know, just do it out of common sense. Ordinarily, the bags will be supplied with the click fix mounting system. It comes with them, but it's not fitted. It's for you to fit it to suit the design of your bike. However, they do have a fitting service if you require it. Putting it on the bike is dead easy. Simply line up the two hooks and it's on. It's as simple as that. Now, for security, the zip is supplied with a sort of hasp affair. So you can use a padlock to lock it up. I just use a couple of airline approved travel locks. They cost me less than a tenner. Alright, they're not foolproof, but they will keep a casual thief out of your luggage. Ultimately, I don't see the point in using a really high grade lock on these, because a sharp knife will get access to the bag anyway if they really want to, but it just keeps a reasonable level of security for your luggage. And at the end of the day, when I'm travelling, I stay away from places that you know, where there is a danger of crime. And you know, if I do think that the place that I'm at is a little bit suspect, I don't go too far away from the bike. It's just common sense really, but it does provide you with a reasonable level of security for the contents of your luggage. The other thing is, with these Super Patriots, they will hold an open face helmet. You have to leave the bag extended to it in order to accommodate it, but they will hold an open face helmet. And what myself and Paula do is we just lock the bags up, and you know, we don't stray too far away from the bike, but it just gives us peace of mind and allows us the convenience of not having to carry the helmets and gloves everywhere that we go. Now, LongRide don't just make the Patriot, the Super Patriot and the Mini Patriot. They have quite a range of bags which are well worth looking at. They also have a range of backpacks and various other luggage solutions for motorcycles and motorcyclists. The other thing is the racks. Now, the rack that I fitted to this bike was the BSA rack, which utilises the same fastening system. LongRide make racks for most of the modern classic motorcycles on the market, including Royal Enfield, Triumph, Moto Guzzi. I think they even make one for motorcycles. You know, pretty much cover all the common you know, motorcycles in this modern classic segment. So I'll leave a link to their website in the video description rather than just a link to this bag, so that you can peruse everything and work out whether there is something there for you, depending on what bike you have and what your luggage needs are. It's well worth looking at. Personally, I think LongRide are a bit of a hidden gem. They're not the cheapest luggage on the market, but as I discovered with the Mini Patriot, you know, these are going to be sort of heirloom quality items. You're going to have them for years, possibly even decades. They are really well made pieces of luggage that will go the distance. So it's best for you just to have a look on their website and see if there's anything there that suits you. Now, we've used these bags on the BSA for, I think we've done about 500 miles together, myself and Paula. One of her requirements is that a bag should be able to hold a shoebox, because she buys a lot of shoes, and these do without any hassle. You have to leave it extended, but yeah, they'll hold a shoebox. We've been everywhere and used these panniers, and already they've proved immensely useful. I'm really glad that this was the direction that I went in. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you would leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. It does help me out quite a lot. Now, you can help support the channel in other ways via my Patreon page, which seems quite popular these days, or via the super thanks button down below, which is also appreciated. I just see those options as a sort of a tipping jar, so that viewers have the opportunity to show their appreciation if they want to, but obviously there's absolutely no obligation. I will of course be back next week, so until then, please ride safely, and I'll see you soon.